But I want to tell you the true story of the dead outlaw, Elmer McCurdy. To begin, it's 1911, and we're in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. That's Osage territory. A small group of men sit around a campfire under a nighttime sky, and one of them, a slight man with small eyes, starts to sing.
When the stars are bright like these stars, so they almost hurt your eyes. It's like maybe God is singing you a song, singing you a song. And the cottonwoods are whistling, and the owls and frogs join in. The breeze in your hair, the honeysuckle air, all there they sing, all there. The sky is black but filled with diamonds. You can almost hold them in your hand. And up there God is preaching, laughing while you're reaching, and that's what no one ever seems to understand. When the wind is warm like this wind, it reminds you who you are. The dew, it appears just like grateful tears. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. The dew, it appears just like grateful tears. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Ooh, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. All right, boys, let's go rob that fucking train.
Something more your morning, the milk, the sugar. Outside you there's a name and you came with nothing. You'll leave it just the same.
Between the dark is the voice you're always hearing. Some crazy auctioneer is yelling at you. And you walk, you run, you flee the dark and see the sun. And every brick you ever laid will crumble away. Your mama's dead,
Your daddy's dead,
your brother's dead,
and so are you.
Abe Lincoln's dead,
Frank James is dead,
your mama's dead, and so are you, and so are you.
and now it's 1976, and we're in Long Beach, California, inside a dark ride on the Long Beach Pier, where a TV crew is set dressing an episode of The $6 Million Man. And out of all the ghosts and goblins on display, a teamster holding a light is drawn especially to one. It was like the puppet of a shriveled mummy of what had once been a slight man with small eyes, painted a day-glow red, hanging from a noose. He saw a Y-shaped scar on the chest. And when the arm broke off in his hand, he saw a white shine of bone.
This is a man. This is a man! Somebody help me cut him down!
Your adolescence was just an open presence. You drank
stand there on with Bibles pointing at you, and you plot, you scheme. You had a chance, you had a dream, you couldn't get a witness. Now you're standing today. Your mama's dead,
John Gotti's dead,
Dillinger's dead,
and so are you.
Balzac is dead,
Tupac is dead,
and Frank is dead.
and so are you, and so are you. I've been a pilgrim on the road from coast to coast. I looked around and all I see was hungry ghosts. Getting this spending on the gravel road to hell. I know the drill, cause I'm one of them as well.
Shock and horror in Long Beach today as the LA County Sheriff removed mummified human remains from an amusement park ride on the Long Beach.
A local teamster for the television program, The $6 Million Man, found that what he'd been told was a puppet was in fact the body of a still unidentified.
County coroner's office will try to determine who this man was, how he died, and how no one was aware of him, even though he'd been, according to park employees, quote, hanging there for years. Back to you.
Wild desire, and all you must be quiet. Hold up, but don't you find it funny?
Distill your hungering, in fact you're ready to vanish. The craving and the panic, until the day you vanish.
You just keep pushing pushers, you just keep cheating cheaters, like all religious leaders tell you to do.
So you kick, you scream, you hear the graduation theme, the whole of calls your name, and then she takes you away.
Babe Ruth is dead, George Bush is dead, Jack Nicholson's dead, and so are you.
Joey is dead, Bert Tommy's dead, Glenn Gould is dead, and so are you. Your mama's dead, your daddy's dead, they're all just dead, and so are you. We got them dead, we got me dead, we got you dead, and so are you, and so are you. Part 1. The life of Elmer McCurdy.
Bang, bang, stick 'em up!
Elmer, put the toys away and wash for dinner.
Elmer McCurdy was born in 1880 in Searsmont, Maine, and he was raised by his mother, Helen,
No, I'm home.
and his father, George.
How was work?
Oh, healing the sick, reassuring the well, comforting the dying.
George was a town doctor.
Emerald J. McCurdy, wash for dinner, I said.
In a minute. Yeah, in a minute.
Elmer also had a little brother, Charles.
Bang, bang, bang! Keep away from me!
Elmer, be nice to your brother.
I don't have a brother. I'm the outlaw, Jesse James. Bang, bang!
Okay, that's enough. Elmer, toys away. Charles, you too. You boys know better than to act this way. And in front of company. Sorry, Dad. It's all right.
And then there was George's father, who lived on a nearby farm.
Boys are just rambunctious, you would say.
He does say he wants to be a doctor like his father.
Told me he wants to be a plumber like his grandpa. And he fixed my sink and did a half-decent job, right, Elmer?
Yes, Grandpa.
Well, let's not be in a rush to get to the next place. We do well, I think, to spend a bit more time in the here and now.
Hello, Elmer. You're looking very healthy.
And there was Aunt Sadie.
Thank your aunt.
Thank you, Aunt Sadie.
He found her a bit odd. But she was family, so we had to be nice.
Right, either while it's hot.
And then, one evening,
Ellen, I'm going out.
All right.
Do you have to, Daddy? It's night.
I'll tell that to the Fitzgerald, baby. Don't give your mother trouble about going to bed now. Just sleep, like you're supposed to. When you wake up, I'll be there, like always. Bye, dear.
and he went out into the night.
Bye.
When they found the body in the morning, it was covered with fallen snow.
Elmer, I need to tell you something about your father.
It was then that he learned the truth.
You're real. father, I mean. His name was Charles Davis. He was a cousin on George's side, sort of a drifter who passed through town years back, stayed with your grandma and grandpa for a while, and, well, when he left, your Aunt Sadie was in some trouble. She was only 16 at the time. George and I were just married, and it just made sense for you to live with us, but now George is gone. And I've got little Charles. Sadie's not 16 anymore, so you're gonna go and live with your real mom.
That's right. You're gonna live with me.
I don't wanna!
Now, no one knows if it was because of that he started getting into trouble. You know, maybe he was just wired that way, or maybe there was no reason at all for the vandalism and the petty theft. And when he was a little older,
I'll take another.
when he drank.
What are you looking at? I said, what are you looking at?
Now, Sadie tried to rein him in, but they were strangers, more or less. His grandfather had passed on. Helen and Charles, they had their own life now. So young Elmer drifted more and more. And then one night,
Another. 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 What are you looking at? Someone the fuck are you looking at?
he beat a man half to death. Elmer spent the night in jail, and no one was there to greet him when he came out. He went back to his empty room, where he felt certain that the rest of his life would play out as just more of the same. Elmer had never left Maine. And on the rails, with tramps and hobos, Elmer stopped here and there to find work, found the road itself to be the real bomb.
Next stop, Richmond, Virginia.
Now, he went south,
St. Louis next.
and then west, not knowing what he was looking for, just that he'd know it when he saw it. And then one day,
Next stop, Iowa, Kansas. Iowa, Kansas. Next stop.
Whoa. What is this place?
Iowa, Kansas.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
Okay. Staying on or getting off?
when it was founded, Iowa was nothing but farmland, far as the eye could see. But a few years before Elmer arrived, a vast store of natural gas was found there beneath the fracking ground, and ever since that town had boomed. More free power than it knew what to do with. And on Main Street, Elmer felt that power in every open door.
Here you go, Maggie.
Thanks, Mr. Root. How much do I owe?
Not a thing. Just tell your boss to cut Mrs. Root a break on the flour and the sugar.
Hoping for some of that berry pie.
A man can dream. See you, Maggie.
You too, Bill. Have a nice day. Hello.
Ma'am.
Yep, she's a pretty one. Can I help you, sir?
Oh,
Are you in need of a cornice? Or plumbing supply?
no.
Or let's try this again. Welcome to Eagle Cornice and Plumbing Supply. My name is William Root. How may I help you?
I'm looking for a job.
Oh, have any experience installing pipes, gas lines?
My granddad taught me, yeah, when I was a boy.
Huh. Oh, okay. Already got a man. Then again, the way the town's growing, couldn't hurt to have an extra pair of hands. Louis!
Yeah, boss.
Take this feller on the Needham job today. Let me know how he does.
Oh, sure thing.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Root.
Yeah, we'll see. I didn't catch your name.
Frank Curtis.
Welcome to Iowa, Mr. Curtis.
Evidently impressed with his plumbing skills, Root hired Elmer that very day and asked Louis to find him a room at the local boarding house.
You can sure Mr. Johnson has one free.
Well, I appreciate you trying.
And if he does, keep it clean and quiet. He don't like noise or trouble.
One plan, Eddie.
Oh, and one more thing. Don't talk to the daughter.
Let me guess, you don't like that either?
Let's just say she and I have an understanding.
She's your girl.
It's more of an unspoken understanding. Confident that yes, given a bit more time.
It's you again. I saw you down at Eagle Plumbing earlier. I heard Bill hired you. I'm Maggie Johnson.
Frank Curtis.
Pleasure.
Hey, Maggie.
Hey. Are you going to be staying here?
You mean in town?
Well, sure, but also this is a boarding house, in case you didn't know.
No. Or yes, if there's room.
Oh, there is. There is, right, Louis?
Oh,
Yeah, there definitely is. I work right up the street from Eagle at the dry goods store, so if you need anything, flour, directions, who's who of this crazy town, just holler. Okay, I should get going, but it's nice to meet you. See you. Again, Frank. Bye, Louis.
bye.
Sweet girl.
All those grudges that I held like some precious metal, I don't need them anymore. And all those slights, those lingering memories of fights, and the aching tragic facts I can't ignore. They don't mean nothing anymore. Like normal people, not like I was before. Don't know what I wanna be, just as long as it ain't me like normal people.
I used to wake up every day, an uneasy feeling, knew that I would have to leave. Family ties, just another pack of lies, and I couldn't find a reason to believe. Here in the West, I start again, like normal people who falter now and then. Man content with what he's got, even if he'll be forgot, like normal people. And here, in a normal prairie town, on an old dusty street, there's a normal frontier gal, and she'll be waiting there for me, to be as normal as we please. Just how normal can we be? An honest man that you can trust, like normal people who soon return to dust. I'll stand here on the ground and watch the world go round like normal people.
3 years went by. Elmer joined the Plumbers Union and the Volunteer Fire Department, and William Root told him that when he retired, he'd leave Elmer the store.
Just feels right.
Thanks, Bill.
God damn it.
around then that an old feeling started to creep back in.
I'm gonna go out a minute.
One that Elmer thought he'd buried years before.
No, it's night.
Yeah, just for a bit, to clear my head. Sleep well.
Will do. Hey, Frank. Love you.
Oh.
Another.
For a while, the drinking calmed the feeling down.
Another.
But it started to take more and more and more, and then one night,
What are you looking at?
What? What do you mean? Frank, it's me, Louis, your friend from work.
Friend.
What?
You never liked me.
What are you talking about?
You love Maggie. She picked me. What are you gonna do about it?
Frank, me and Maggie was years ago. Dumb, but I got over it. You want to rib me about something? Rib me about Bill leaving you the store. I'm kidding, it's fine. Just as long as you promise to keep me on.
You're fucking pathetic.
What?
You heard me?
Oh, things didn't go my way, but that's okay.
A man shows up and takes what he wants. Only question is, you want to be the one taking or getting took?
Frank,
Stop calling me fucking Frank! My name is Elmer McCurdy from Sears My Fucking Maine. You don't want to fuck with me. Back in Maine on a night like this, man, just like you made a big mistake, like the one you're making now. He was a big man with a big head and a big fucking mouth. That ain't a problem anymore. He's not with us anyhow. No gun, no knife, just these hands I took his life. I killed a man. Yeah, I killed a man back in the day. You look at me, you better know what you're looking at. You're looking at a rattlesnake, a copperhead. I'm a tornado with a box cannon. I can fuck you up. I'll kill you dead, kill you up, then I'll kill you again. Yeah, I wish you could have to kill a man once, but you ain't got the guts, cause you cowards and cunts. I killed a man. Yeah, I killed a man back in the day. You think I'm bluffing? You think I'm bluffing? Yeah, I'll make you a bet. You can look it up. Yeah, I killed a motherfucker, and I still don't care. I'm an angel of death with 1,000 yards. Yeah, in my eyes, and me, I don't linger too long. You take me to chance, I might take me wrong. I killed that. Yeah, I killed that. Back in bed. Back in bed. I'm acid, I can burn you. I'm a nightmare, I'm an assassin. Pull your spine out, pull your guts out, kick your nuts out, kick your ass in.
kill you too much. Where's my shoe? Who took my other shoe? I'll fucking kill you. I don't think so good.
Now this is very likely not true. Elmer had been in fights, some in Maine, one very bad. None that had resulted in a death, as far as anybody knew. Still, Lewis told William Root to let Elmer go.
Sorry, Frank. Or whatever your name is. I got no choice.
And as for Maggie Johnson,
Frank?
Elmer left without saying goodbye. Your wild desire and all you must acquire is all confusion, another dead illusion. No hope to hang on and wonder who to be now. Your preference at the moment, at least you're really free now. And so you ride the rails, you're on that iron pony. You can't abide it, phony, you never could. And the days go by. It's time to live a different life like everybody does, and then they die anyway. Your mama's dead, your daddy's dead, Ken Burns is dead, S.O.I.U. O.J. is dead, C.K. Hill dead, John Henry dead, S.O.I.U. S.O.I.U.
LA County Coroner's Office, Autopsy D34-Q, December 8, 1976. Dr. Thomas Noguchi presiding. Subject is a white male, roughly 30 years of age. Stitches on the torso, closing a Y-shaped incision. Could be indication of at least one previous autopsy. The body seems to have been injected with some sort of preservative within days of initial TOD, halting natural decomposition, making exact date of death difficult to determine, while a single gunshot wound to the upper abdomen suggests possible cause. All right. Let's go deeper.
And so Elmer rode the rails again for a while.
Next stop, Coil, Oklahoma.
But outside Iola and the boom, the money wasn't the same.
Next stop, Carterville, Missouri.
Now in Carterville, he'd heard that a man could turn a profit in the mine. So, using the name Curtis Franklin, he tried his hand at breaking rocks and breathing dust in the pitch dark. Well, that made him feel like dust himself.
Somewhere there's a list of names. Jesus Christ, Jesse James, Poodle Brown, Charlie Bone. Epitaphs all set in stone. Me. Just a home where a soul should be. Just a plans, now an entity. Breathing in and out. It isn't right. It isn't fair. It's like you're born, but you're not anywhere. And once you're gone, it's just the same. When nobody knows your name.
Next stop, Leavenworth, Kansas.
Now, at Fort Leavenworth, Elmer had heard that the Army was offering 3-year contracts, to any able-bodied man of combat age. So, using his real name for once because he had to, he joined only to get screamed at while marching and sleeping and shitting with 100 other men.
No leg up, no silver spoon. Up at 6, drunk by noon. And every second I'm awake. But that can fix God's big mistake. Why do I feel like I'm gonna die if I never signify? Am I really here? You go to work, you go to bed, you break your back, and then you end up dead. And just a grave to stake your claim. Nobody knows your name.
And when his 3 years were up, he went to celebrate near the base
Next up, St. Joseph.
with a buddy of his from the unit who shared his taste for drink.
Bullshit.
What? The army?
No, life. They promise you things, but by the time the bill comes due, it's over. I had the right idea back home.
What'd you do back home?
Drink, fight, whatever I wanted.
I used to break into people's houses and take everything.
A plan began to form. That with no fortunes of their own to seek, they would seek someone else's. They collected some tools. They headed into the streets of St. Joe with whiskey in their veins and mischief on their minds. A single crime. Now it turns out that Elmer's accomplice still had time left on his army contract, so we were shipped back to Leavenworth to face a court-martial while Elmer sat in a jail cell awaiting his trial.
Your usual room, Sheriff.
Oh, thank you very much, officer. Thank you. Hair! What's you in for? Yeah, me too. The name's Jarrett. And what's yours?
I'm really in the mood to talk.
Oh, fine. Fine, suit yourself. You done with the paper? Not yet.
Cops nabbed 2 yeggs. Is this you? Where's the other yeg?
Oh, it don't matter. I only need one of you.
Pardon?
No thanks. I'll make bail. The name's Jerry.
You said that already.
Walter Jerry.
That's supposed to mean something to me?
You never heard of the Jerry gang? Scourge of Oklahoma? All bank jobs last summer.
You're a bank robber? So how are you going to make bail?
Oh, they didn't catch me at it. No, I'm just here on a drunken disorderly. But hey, listen, friend, do you know what the toughest part of robbing a bank is for a train?
What's that?
Getting the safe open.
Oh. I mean,
That sounds obvious.
this is pretty obvious.
Think about it. The only way to do it really is with the combination, which you got to get from the folks in the bank or on a train, which means broad daylight and hostages and time. And before you know it, the law's on the way. Now it's much better if you can get in and get out before anybody's surprised if I say getting the safe open without the combination. Now, it says here that you were Corps of Engineers. And that means nitroglycerin, right? Means TNT. Yeah.
The Army knew I had used nitro in the mines, yeah.
Oh, okay. How about this? How about this? When you make bail, aren't you head for Oklahoma? To Cedar Creek. More of a trickle, really. You follow it south, and after a while you're going to see a cabin. That's my place. That's me and my brothers. Then you can decide.
Decide what?
Whether you want to be remembered.
All right, settle down.
Now, regarding the first charge, public intoxication, Elmer explained that his enthusiasm about finishing the Army had merely been misinterpreted as drunkenness.
Really, we were just excited.
Now, on the second charge, possession of burglary tools, things looked somewhat bleaker because Elmer had been caught carrying 3 crowbars and a hand crank, a drill, a funnel, and gunpowder, but he endeavored to explain these as well.
These are components of a new piece of military equipment.
He explained that what appeared to be 3 crowbars and a hand crank was in fact a new form of tripod, and upon the judge's request,
Please, Mr. McCurdy, demonstrate.
he demonstrated.
Voila.
Now, that's all well and good, but it doesn't account for the funnel, the gunpowder, or the drill. How do you explain those?
Court records suggest this was Elmer's actual reply.
Well, sir, the aforementioned tripod is for a prototype of a new top-secret Army machine gun. That's where the powder goes. And the funnel is for getting it in there.
And the drill?
You never know when you might need a drill.
And so, Elmer hopped the train from Missouri to Oklahoma. Then he followed the finger-thin creek just like he'd been told. And sure enough, out amid the cake turf and the scrub, he saw a lonely cabin. Motherfucker. You made it.
Yep.
You made it. Ha! Look at you. Holy shit. Hey, boy. Hey, Elmer. This is my brothers. This is Glenn. That's Buster. and Lee and Floyd and Earl, and boys, this here is Missouri McCurdy. He's the expert safecracker that I've been telling you all about. Oh, don't you be modest now. Missouri here is rich COE, which means you're sanctioned by none other than Uncle Sam.
Well, yeah, but
Good, because like I told you, my brothers are sick and tired of trying to pull robberies in broad daylight, so pretty much the only way that they're going to get back to work is with a highly skilled and trained safecracker. Isn't that right, boys? So, what you say? Their first target was the IMT, the Iron Mountain Train, out of St. Louis, which rumor had it carried safe with $4,000 of silver coin inside. But though Elmer had used nitro many times, he never opened the safe with it. So, as they lay in wait in a narrow pass outside of Coffeyville.
Next stop, Coffeyville, Kansas. Coffeyville next.
God damn it. And boarded the train.
it's in the back.
Elmer struggled to remember what he learned from his commander, and this is true. A young lieutenant named Douglas MacArthur.
McCurdy, what the hell are you doing?
Send in the nitro, sir.
That's not how you do it, maggot. You'll blow yourself to kingdom come. How many times have I told you to treat this stuff with respect? Rum-de-diddly-dum-de-dum-de-dum. They're calling a truce. They're calling it quits. But that's because we took the time to blow them to bits. Look to the west, the south, and the east. There's nothing left except for what their mouths released. Because that's the business that we're in. And it doesn't matter what you do as long as you win. So now we begin. You're only a kid, an ignorant pup. But you really get to know a thing when you're blowing it up. They click of a switch. The blink of an eye, fire in the hallway, bye-bye.
Elmer blew the safe. And when it did not open, he added more explosive and he blew it again. He doubled the amount. Finally, on the fourth try, and there was indeed $4,000 of silver coin inside, now melted in a single lump, and fused to the safe floor. The gang escaped with pocket change, a bottle of whiskey, and a conductor's watch.
Sorry, boys. I'll do better next time.
It was decided to give Elmer another chance. And as they approached the bank of Chautauqua in the dead of night, he was determined this time to get it right.
God damn it, we're gonna get it together!
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Keep your sorries, maggot! Just do the goddamn job! Every hand grenade's a royal flush. If you think that what this country needs is a feminine touch, you're thinking too much. A whiskey or two, we'll settle the hand that likes the fuse that's blowing it up. And then we'll see what everything means. Whoa, that is instead of the ring.
Almost got it.
Stay in the ring.
Anytime. Here we go.
Stay in the ring.
3, 2, 1, fire off.
Stay in the ring.
And this time, Elmer blew the safe on the first try, straight through the wall out on the main street, where it tumbled to a stop. Still closed. The gang fled on foot into the Oklahoma plain.
Okay, I think I got it now. What are we robbing
that it's time. You, me, and the boys, we went our separate ways, by which I mean I'll be going with them, you'll be going a separate way.
Very well! How'd you fellas like to make $400,000?
I'm listening.
Well, we're in Pawhuska now, right? Osage territory?
So, hey, say, come on.
The Osage. The government let them keep the mineral rights to their land. The oil. Which means they get royalties on all the profit. But I don't think the government thought it through, because when that money comes, every couple months on the Missouri, Kansas, Texas Railroad, it's, $400,000.
So, you want to run the Katy train. That thing is iron plated. Who knows what kind of safe they got.
Okay, if you're fine with a bunch of them getting paid for just sitting around, me, I don't think it's fucking fair. That Indian train is filled with money. It's harvest time for you and me. We'll climb right in like bears to honey. All that remains the empty tree. All that remains the empty tree. That Indian train with all that money. They won't see it down if it's up to me. Cause they're rich real boy, that just ain't funny. Well, tickety back with the white man be. Tickety back with the white man be. Alright boys, let's go rock that fucking track!
It was the wrong train.
I don't know what happened here. The real Osage train is bound to be coming, so if we just wait,
Jared and his brothers rode off, left Elmer alone. Meanwhile, the attempt on the Katy train and the gang's other activities had not gone unnoticed. There was now a posse on Elmer's trail. And with no allies remaining and no money, he fled to a nearby farm where, using the name Charles Davis, he holed up in a hayloft with a bottle of whiskey and a rifle.
Come on out with your hands up. Oh, reach the noose. And the fires of hell.
Now, in that moment, Elmer was struck by the thought that he found himself in exactly the kind of classic Western standoff that he fantasized about as a boy. So he played his part.
come and get me.
they did. And the bullet hit him just above the gut. And because he was lying on his belly, it tunneled down. It came to rest against the bone of his hip. And while there is no way of knowing what he might have been feeling as he lay there bleeding out in the dust and hay, I'd like to think that at least one of those feelings might have been relief.
If this is the end, I only wanted to be comfortable and far away from laughter and tears. Leave me where I lay. I think it's time to leave the carnival and all the years of laughter and tears. Above the rafters is open sky. Tear up the floor, a golden shore as I arrive. So leave me be and bury me. Is it time to go? A distant whistle and it's calling me far away from laughter and tears.
And so Elmer closed his eyes and drifted off one last time, knowing, if nothing else, that whatever he'd endured in his short and brutal life, it was, at the very least, finally, at long last, at an end.
A bullet removed from the abdomen, consistent with the entry wound, must seem to be the cause of death. We'll send for analysis to get a rough estimate of the year, but it looks to be pre-1920. Additionally, there are signs of liver damage, consistent with prolonged alcohol abuse, and silicosis of the lungs, possibly from time spent in a coal mine, potential comorbidities. Also, subject's jaw was at some point wired shut. Upon exploration of the oral cavity, 3 items were removed. A copper penny from 1924, and 2 ticket stubs. One from the Laugh in the Dark ride at the New Pike Amusement Park, where the body was recovered, and one from Louis Sonny's Museum of Crime. That's all.
Well, the lungs are black.
Oh yes, there are indeed signs of at least one previous autopsy.
And the liver's pickled. Cause of death, and I'm going with the bullet on.
Part 2, the death of Elmer McCurdy.
I agree, Pop.
After the shootout, the body was taken to the Bosque Coroner's office. Coroner Johnson presided,
Hand me those flags.
Sure thing, Pop.
along with his son, Luke.
Let me just... Man, this thing's really stuck. Guess I'll just leave it for the next one. All right. and get him.
Right, but what if he doesn't have any people?
Everyone's got people.
Well, what if they don't know that it's him? Sheriff said he went by Frank Curtis Franklin, Elmer McCurdy, Missouri McCurdy, Charles Davis.
All right, and we just put all those names in the paper, see who shows up.
But days passed and nobody did. And Johnson spread that notice to papers all over Oklahoma, and for good measure, Missouri, Colorado, New Mexico, and Kansas, including the Register, which was the daily paper in Iowa.
Welcome to Johnson's funeral home. How may I help you?
God, it's really good.
You knew this man, Miss?
To see him here today, without shoes, without a smile, it's hard to reconcile what the man he was to me. He came into my life with his broken disposition. I had my suspicion he remained a mystery. Hoping for a future in our dusty little town. A stranger. How was I to know he could never settle down? It hasn't been that long since I've been without him. There's not much about him I can write the last word down. A picnic in the rain, a walk we may have taken, but I could be mistaken that I don't remember right. A stranger, never gave a reason why he came here on his own. A stranger. Though we were together, I always felt alone. Strange to think today we could be living life together, talking about whether we should prune the cherry tree. At the kitchen table, could you pass the gravy? Should we have a baby? It was never gonna be. A stranger. A stranger held me in his arms not so very long ago. A stranger, a stranger. The man I was to marry was a man I didn't know.
So Maggie Johnson identified Elmer, but she was not family. Nor was William Root, nor anybody else that Johnson could find. And no family arrived, which meant that there was nobody to whom he could legally release the body. Or more importantly, could pay for the burial or all those newspaper ads, which had not been cheap. And Elmer would only last so long before he started to decay.
Son, hand me that arsenic.
Now, though it is known mainly as a deadly poison, men in Johnson's line of work know that arsenic is also a powerful preservative. So he mixed it in with the embalming fluid, figuring, well, that way the body would keep until such a time as somebody showed to claim him and pay Johnson what he was owed.
Put him over there.
But over the next few weeks, as the dead of Pawhuska came and went, including Walter Jarrett, down after robbing the Bank of Prue. Johnson began to notice a new kind of visitor among the usual bereaved.
Welcome to Johnson's funeral home. How may I help you?
No one died. I just heard you had a notorious train robber laid out here.
Oh, well, I don't know how notorious he was, but it's not really important.
I heard he died in a shootout.
Yeah, I heard 20.
I think it was closer to 4.
Oh, this one?
They said 50 men after robbing every bank and train from here to the Mississippi. While they were safe on earth, that fella couldn't crack. Let me get a look. Look at the dead man, nothing to no one, and no one is coming to take him away. Used to be something, now he's just nothing but something, stinging up space. But the wise man said, you use your head. Get yourself something from nothing at all. Lift him up slowly, try not to shake it, don't wanna break it, now into the box. Give him a rifle, drop him a proud little dead man, the paradox. The bad man, for a mere 2 bits you can't see the dead outlaw. Something for nothing at all. He's not like he was before. Now I'm an entrepreneur. Death is a business to me. And the lights go on, and the dead man lives, and then all the trees, something for nothing at
Now, 5 years went by as in the dry heat of that office, Elmer slowly mummified.
Welcome to Johnson's funeral home. How may I help you?
Slow there. I believe you have a man here on display.
Up! 2 more for the money.
Usual price.
25 cents each.
No, you misunderstand. My name is Charles, and this gentleman is my younger brother James.
Hello.
And the man you have here is our brother Elmer. We're here to take him home.
5.
I heard. Hello, gentlemen. I'm Coroner Johnson. I performed the autopsy on Mr. McCurdy and announced his death some 5 years ago. No offense, but if you're his brothers, what the
hell took you so long? When our dear brother was a child, his heart was solid gold, till he went bad and wild. He is the family's shame, but we have reconciled with our dear brother.
Do you have any identification?
He caused our mother such sad despair. He turned stark silver, her pretty auburn hair. Her last request to us was, please take care of your dear brother.
Oh, that's very moving, but an official document of any kind.
Remember how he used to whittle? Oh, he'd love to whittle wood. And he would whistle while he whittled. And we'd whistle right along. Whistling and whistling, whistling and whistling. Three brothers all just whittling and whistling a little song.
Your dear brother, your wonders never cease, has found his family, now he can rest in peace. Now get him out of here, but first sign this release for your dear brother.
The good news was that these two men were indeed brothers. They were not, however, Elmer's brothers. They were the Patterson brothers from Paola, Kansas, owners of the Great Patterson Traveling Carnival Show. They had a strong band. They had an alligator girl. They had just about everything an operation like theirs needed to succeed. But there was one thing missing.
If you want to do a sideshow, your classic 10 in 1. You gotta have a mummy to make the suckers come. It gets them into thinking, one lump inside his throat, and that goes in the wallets. I keep inside my coat. There's something about a mummy that people want to see. There's something about a mummy that looks a lot like me. James, show the people what we've got. We've got a tattooed lady. We've got a pickle punk. We've got a geek that runs around until he falls down drunk. A double-headed fetal goat in a bottle full of wine. Anomalies of nature keep on standing in the line. The human sense of wonder you can't always control, but there's something about a mummy that really stirs the soul.
And so the Pattersons toured Elmer for 5 years, and then on a stop in Washington State, they left him as collateral on a gambling debt. And they never came back. Now, the man they left him with, Louis Sonny, he owned a local wax museum, devoted entirely to two types of figures.
Presidents and outlaws standing face to face, a lesson carved in paraffin, a countdown race. Honest men, maniacs, noble acts, night attacks, story facts, and down wax, there's something down a wax to a flat. You wanna have a mummy, just to keep it real. You gotta have a mummy if you wanna seal the deal. Why? I don't know, but I got some theories. It's gonna show the people what they can all expect. That wax can never capture the thing you can't detect. You need a real live dead mummy, a real souvenir, to show the paying public the moment's getting near. There's something about a mummy that brings it all back home. There's something about a mummy that says you're not alone.
too. But Sonny had discovered a new center of show business to the south. So, in search of a bigger audience, he relocated, and in Los Angeles, lots of folks were interested in Elmer.
I need him for my circus.
For the window of my store, I also have a purpose I could use the money for.
I'll lend it out to each of you at reasonable rates.
I need to put my foot race across the whole United States.
We'll tell you about that in a minute.
It really is no sweat of blood. He never sweats a bleed. There's something about a mummy that everybody needs.
C.C. Pyle, sports agent.
Have those for sports now, do they?
All entertainers can benefit from someone negotiating on their behalf, in exchange for a small commission, of course.
Or they could negotiate themselves and keep the commission.
Sure.
You said something about a foot race?
Yes, the first annual International Transcontinental Foot Race.
Pyle explained that the Federal Highway Administration had just inaugurated a new interstate from Los Angeles to Chicago called Route 66, and they hired him to generate publicity.
And so I've invited all the greatest runners in the world, and anyone else who wishes to compete, to run the entire length of 66 and then on to New York for a chance at a cash prize of $25,000. With luck, it will become a beloved annual event.
It would not.
But I need my taste. That's where he comes in.
Elmer? I fear his running days may be behind.
For the sideshow, friend, to travel with the race. I'm sure some folks will want to buy tickets to see the runners, what's left of them, but most will want something else to look at that can't run away. That's where the profit is.
And you'll bring them back in one piece?
Easy. Like I said, he doesn't have to run.
And so Elmer was loaded onto a caravan to cross the country yet again, while 280 runners from around the globe flocked to Ascot Speedway for a chance at money and glory. There was the Finnish runner who had the world marathon record. There was the Englishman who held records in the 50 and the 100 and the 200 mile. There was also a young Cherokee farmer from Foyle, Oklahoma, named
Andy Payne. Andy was from the line of Oklahoma Cherokee. He'd been there since President Jackson forced them west, born a few years before Elmer was shot, just a few miles away. He ran track in high school and thought he might study law, but first his father needed his help on the farm. Then they fell behind on the mortgage. The bank started circling. Andy needed money. He used to run. And here was $25,000 just to win a race. He'd had to take out another loan to pay the entrance fee, but now all he had to do was finish first. But as he faced east at the starting line on day one, surrounded by hardcore athletes, he began to wonder what he got himself into. And he paid children with his intuition. There's no way. Look around at this competition. This race will put a hurt on you. This race will put a hurt on you. You're gonna hurt the days. Slow gaze of strife. But if you don't run, if you don't run, it's gonna hurt you for the rest of your life. 80 runners dropped out the first day, with attrition steady after that. At night, those who remained nursed torn ligaments, shin splints, sprained knees, and at altitude, on day 25, their noses bled, but Andy kept running. Andy Payne, on the interstate midday sun,
day 42. The race finally passed through Andy's hometown of Foyle. There on the sidelines were family and friends, cheering, waving newspapers with his face. And when, after 3,423 miles, the race finally reached New York on day 84, Andy Hartley Payne finished first.
Kid, you're a sensation. But this is only the beginning. Autographs, interviews, vaudeville. You'll be rich. But a star needs management. Come see me tomorrow. We'll get started.
Now, no one really knows if Andy really visited the sideshow that had shot at the race all along. But maybe that night he did. And he ducked into the tent, and he saw what was waiting there. Let the mummy offer you some good advice. You pick a road and you pay a price. They'll use you up, they won't think twice. So kid, you better run. Or maybe that wasn't why. Maybe he was just wired that way. Maybe there was no reason at all. But in the end, Andy went home and saved the farm. Raised a family. Bought more land in Oklahoma. Ran for public office. And won, and died peacefully at the age of 70, surrounded by those he loved. He still died, though. Left the distance and won the prize. What's today? He saw the truth with me, though. Why?
Someplace else. So he followed it.
A country boy, a city of vice.
Runner Flash, that means you've got a strip.
See the film the Production Code Administration called the most vile and disgusting work this staff has ever seen. It's Dwayne Esper's The Seventh Commandment.
Now, Sonny knew that movies were the future, that celluloid offered greater immortality than wax. He just never thought that he had a place. But if there were movies like this, he found this Dwayne Esper after the show.
I like your stuff. I want in. Do what everyone else found. I got something nobody else does. Every actor's trouble that I've ever known, wearing down your budget and your patience to the bone. Now they got a union with benefits to boot. Sometimes they'll be hungover on the morning that you shoot. I'd rather have a mummy, because he never moves his jaws. The thing about a mummy is, he doesn't need applause. He doesn't have opinions. Don't ask for motivation. Rarely needs a retake, stays right in his location. Plays any part you tell him, won't make any dip. Got a little freaking rough, so that's the great thing about a stiff. What's great about a mummy is he'll never let you down. There's something about a mummy that's perfect for this town.
And so Sonny invested everything in Esper's future films. And he handed over Elmer for the filmmaker to do with as he pleased. And while Esper decided what that was, he brought the mummy home to the house that he shared with his wife and young daughter. And again, this story is true.
Daddy said he was bringing home. Hi. I'm Millicent. But everybody calls me Melody. Dwayne's my father. He makes movies. I'm not allowed to see them. Now I see why. What's he gonna use you for anyway? You're a funny looking thing. How'd you get that scary face? You're so ugly. I just have to say, well, that isn't very nice. I'm so sorry what I said. I don't like it when they're saying it to me. Those girls at school could make me cry, but I don't let them see what you do if you were me.
A mad scientist, his forbidden knowledge. What is dead? Can live again. See horrid human experiments in Dwayne Esper's Maniac. And appearing in the film and on display in the lobby, Elmer McCurdy, real-life victim of reanimation gone wrong.
There's a boy I think I like, and his name is Stephen Hill. What I don't know is if he likes me. Well, I laugh at all his jokes, and he often looks at me. When he does, somehow I always look away. And it's only you that I can count as strange as that may be. What would you do if you were me?
A promising doctor. A downward spiral. I just need a little more. See the ravages of addiction in Dwayne Esper's Narcotic. And appearing in the film and lobby, world's greatest dope fiend, Elton McCurdy.
Life is changing pretty fast. I'll be moving pretty soon, so I won't be seeing much of you. Will you get to stay the same? And I wish that I could too. Growing up ain't as easy as it seems. So keep my secrets here with you, 'cause I'll
But all booms bust, and by the late 40s, Esper's films, they weren't making what they had, so he sold the company outright to Sonny, and he retired to San Diego, where he died. Now, Louis Sonny was determined to make that company bigger than ever, and he knew that Elmer would play a part, so he stored him temporarily in his office closet. And when Sonny died in 1949, Elmer was still there. He stayed there for 20 years.
Someday someone will come along and want him for something. What are you going to use him for anyway?
Oh, it's not for me. There's some Canadian fellows who have an idea for an attraction down in, I guess, Long Beach on the pier.
Oh, that's nice down there.
Anyway, what do you say? 200?
Make it an even 1,000? The Outlaws and Presidents.
Oh. No thanks.
What a shot. It was all yours.
Take care. Thanks. Oh. Does he have a name?
Now, the man who bought Elmer from Louis Sonny's son Dan did indeed pass him along for a fee to two Canadians who stood him up in a casket on the Long Beach pier.
It isn't right.
They called him the 1,000-year-old man and started charging for a look.
It isn't fair.
His fingers broke off, and then his ears.
It's like you're born, but you're not anywhere.
And to stop folks shoving things in his mouth, they tried sealing him behind plexiglass.
And once you're gone, it's just the same.
And when that didn't work,
when nobody knows,
they wired shut his jaw. One day they left him there and they never returned. It was a janitor on the pier who took pity and put him in with the cleaning supplies for a while. And then, when the new Pike amusement park opened up and they needed decorations for a dark ride, the janitor gave them Elmer, who they stripped naked, painted day-glow red, and hanged from a noose in the dark, where for years carloads of riders screamed past, delighted in their terror, knowing that they at least would soon return to the safety of the light again and again and again and again.
This is a man! Somebody help me! Calm down!
And finally, the previously used embalming fluid shows trace amounts of arsenic. All right. Let's stitch you up. You, my friend, quite the mystery. And it's drawn a fair amount of attention. No, now don't get a swelled head. fact, here in Los Angeles County, we get more than our fair share of famous corpses. Like who? I shouldn't say. Marilyn Monroe, when she left the show, came to my table not long ago. Our final scene, me and Norma Jean, end of the fade, tag on her toe. When Elvis broke, it'll be in my memoirs in which I write. I wonder whether he floated like a feather up to the stars. Oh, Natalie would, oh, Natalie won't leave a legend when she left that boat. Who, when, and why did this person die? Go fish the ocean where the answers float. Poor Sharon Tate, so gosh darn scary, so arbitrary. It left some nasty scars, but set me straight. These things you bury, and what you carry up to the stars. Hey, thank heaven! I'll take the wheel, and once it's right, once I get you up here, but it's all so real, you can't conceal what's deep inside. What did, I'm blind, deaf, and dumb, yeah, you're just a mummy. So your mama, I can't make you walk, 'cause you're dead, but I'll make you talk. Tell me where you're from. The cause of death, for now it's pending. Soon I'll be sending off to the lab in jars, pieces of you that need some tending for that happy ending up to the truth. When we conceive it and we believe it, that's when your story's flying out of the core. Till we achieve it, we'll have to leave it up to the stars, up to the stars. Look, shiny stars, twinkle, twinkle stars. Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Thomas Noguchi, Chief Coroner of the City of Los Angeles. We have just completed an autopsy of the body recovered at the New Pike Amusement Park. Subject was killed by a single gunshot wound to the abdomen, circa 1910, and then following his original autopsy, preserved with arsenic, halting what would otherwise have been the ordinary course of decay. As for the identity of the deceased, a ticket stub discovered in the subject's mouth led us to attempt to contact a Mr. Louis Sonny of Los Angeles, but he is also deceased. We were, however, able to speak to Dan Sonny, his eldest son, who confirmed that the subject's remains were once owned by his father and displayed as a part of an exhibit of famous outlaws and presidents. Elmer McCurdy, which is also the name of a man killed by an Oklahoma sheriff's posse in 1911 in a manner consistent with the subject's injuries. We consider this a positive identification. However, as no relatives or descendants of Mr. McCurdy to whom the body can legally be released have been found, Mr. McCurdy's remains are, in accordance with California state law, to be cremated. Thank you. No questions.
But then a delegation arrived from Oscar, Oklahoma. Have you read about Elmer in the papers?
Our dear brother has been away so long, we could have let him burn, but well, that would be wrong. So let us bring him home and sing one final song for our dear brother.
They acknowledged that Elmer was not actually from Oklahoma, but they argued it was where he died, and therefore perhaps where he could be laid to rest. Noguchi, however, was wary, given Elmer's past, and the fact that Bahuska was at the time engaged in an effort to increase tourism using local history. He told the delegation he would release the body on two conditions. First, that the funeral be a sober and respectful affair. And second, that Elmer's coffin be encased at 6 feet of solid concrete so that no one could ever disturb him again.
What is the thread that pulls you through the moments and the hours? What is the thread that pulls you through the weeks and months and years?
A carriage pulls a coffin through a light rain.
Invisible thread attached to, placed just below your heart. Umbilical, reverse umbilical, a gift from the gods.
Crowds line the streets, and local dignitaries walk behind.
What is this crooked carousel that you're riding on?
Flashbulbs like muted lightning on the moon gray sky.
What are the painted horses that carry you up and down?
The procession enters the graveyard at Boot Hill.
What's that sound? Is it the motor? Unbridled desire.
A weary man leans upon a shovel,
Humming beneath the surface, through all the moments and the hours.
the coffin is lowered into the ground.
Elmer McCurdy, dead at 30, fingernails long and dirty, ruined lungs and ravaged liver. Now you've crossed that one last river.
Cold and brutal outside, inside it's wet and warm.
A handful of earth was scattered on the lid.
Dark and quiet inside, outside a hailstorm.
Shovelfuls follow, burying the casket.
Things you see around you are only edges and skin.
A cement mixer backs up.
When the inside meets the outside, that's where the troubles begin.
And at long last fills the hole.
Elmer McCurdy, dead at 30, fingernails long and dirty, ruined lungs and ravaged
Guthrie, Oklahoma, right now, you'll see his tomb. Elmer McCurdy, born 1880, died 1911, buried 1977. And so, I guess it's finished.
Fading Emma, to those who still remember you and your essence and all your earthly presence. You made the journey despite all your persistence, maintaining some consistency somewhere out in the distance.
And now you sing electric out there on the horizon.